CHGO Bears podcast. It is Monday. It is 10 days away from the 2024 NFL Draft. Adam Hoge, Carman and Nicholas Moreano with you today. What's going on?
I was just trying to figure out which finger should be up on the 1-0 thing. I think I got it right for the populace there. Great to be here. Happy Monday. I've got a zillion things on my mind. Great to see Crystal. Great to see Eagle and Lion. Great to see Dr. Truth. Great to see Nagy. Great to see you, Adam. Great to see you, Nick. Great to see you, Steven.
Mark, are you wearing Jordan 1s? How did I not notice this when I walked into
Yes,
the...
sir. That just hurt.
Did you steal those from Nick?
No, but I'm
not wearing my Jordans. I'm wearing Asics. What's going on here?
I did go to the Nick Wright wedding this weekend.
Nick is wearing Asics.
Hey, yo. You know who likes Asics?
Did I steal from that Nick? No,
the number one overall pick that's going to be in Chicago.
He's an Asics guy?
He likes to rock the Asics, and they're way more comfortable than Jordans. I will say that.
It's a phenomenal tennis shoe. It's the best tennis shoe, actually.
Good running shoe.
I have to wear New Balance because I've got a messed up toe. I know people care about this. Let's go, Hoge.
Let the record show it took Carm 42 seconds exactly to mention that he went to Nick Wright's wedding over the weekend.
Well, you said Jordans and Nick, and the wedding gift for those in the wedding party were Jordans. So I got.
He gave you Jordans?
Yes, I'll be wearing them Wednesday when Nick Wright joins us on the show.
Oh shoot, that's awesome.
Yeah, everybody got Jordans.
That's awesome.
Next level wedding.
Yeah.
Got to be honest. Gave my groomsmen Jordans. I'm going to be even more honest. My Jordans were better. Woo! Carm. Now, he had 1,200 people in his bridal party.
I was going to say, you were in it.
Yeah.
It had to be pretty large.
Deep. It had to be really deep. It was funny. One of his college friends was not in there, and I was, and I'm like,
yeah,
take that, buddy. And then he's like, he's the guy came up to him who wasn't in it. He's like, hey, tomorrow I got to do this. And Nick thought he had put him in the wedding party, but he didn't. And so anyway, the point of this story is that I think I was number 7 in line of the wedding.
Number 7.
I think I was 7.
You got Jordans.
Top 10 pick. Top 10 pick.
Man, I'm kind of forgetting right now what I gave my groomsmen. We also had a pre-show thing where I couldn't remember if I invited Carm to my wedding.
Did we confirm that I was not invited?
No, our request has been put in with the boss. She has the list. She's currently at the park. When she gets, I think at some point in the show, we will get an official answer on whether or not you were invited to my wedding.
To find out.
At first, I was like, 100%. You must not have come on your own.
No, I wasn't invited. Definitely not invited. What's up, Amari Green?
The more I think about it, I'm now leaning towards maybe you weren't invited.
I don't think I made it. Not in the cut. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I invited Hoge.
Okay.
Things happen, man. It's all right.
No, hey.
By the way, please hit the subscribe button. We have plenty of content coming down here
right now
to the wire with the draft, including my final mock drafts coming out early next week. Bears 100 will be expanding from 50 this week, probably to 75 here in the next coming days. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we got our draft party. You can still come and join us Friday night. Thursday night sold out completely. Friday night tickets still available. They are – I mean, we're going to have a big crowd there Friday, too. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm not quite sure yet if this is going to sell out or not, but I wouldn't wait too long. We got Gary Fensick coming out, courtesy of Collector's Cave. This is, of course, our draft day live party at Joe's on Weed Street, and it's presented by Circa Sports and Casa Azul. Collector's Cave coming through with the Gary Fensick appearance, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Plus, we got Dalton, Carman, the Sheriffs.
Good time.
Is Dalton coming on Friday? Did you ever figure that out?
I have to confirm that, but okay. I think I got a very good chance that Dalton indeed will be on the Friday show with me and Nick because
it's big.
Hoge doesn't want to talk to Dalton when he's here for some reason. You're an anti-Dalton guy. You don't like Dalton. You're not a part of the Sheriffs.
Okay, that's wrong. I mean, I don't know if we're talking about Andy Dalton, but
nothing wrong with Andy Dalton. But
if we are tying him to Andy Dalton, I will support you in not liking Dalton, even though Andy was a fine.
Yeah, what's wrong? What's not to like about Andy Dalton?
Because that was stupid philosophy at the time.
Oh, it was terrible.
Oh yeah,
it was like let's do the Mike Glennon thing all over again for no reason.
Yeah.
But Dalton and the Sheriffs, I'm more excited about that part of that night than doing a show with you guys.
Oh, well, that's a good take.
Yeah.
Hey,
their music's strong, man.
I'm excited. You give me a country band on Friday night, I'm ready to go. It's going to be fun when that show's over. We're going to hang out. We're going to be partying. We're going to have a good time. Dalton and the Sheriffs, Friday night. Buy those tickets right now, allchgo.com/events. All right.
Shout out Elric and Pizzy Toll. I see them both coming at me strong on a Monday. They're on their game. Let's go.
Yeah.
What's new?
All right. How long? Never mind. Bears are back to work today.
Yes.
We're creeping, man.
Starting to feel a little bit like football season.
10 days to the draft. OTA's right around the corner.
So
rookie minicamp.
All here.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people wonder about how the offseason program works. So we have a little bit of an explainer for you guys, and then we're going to talk about our biggest questions that need to be answered here over the next 8 weeks. It's really what it is for the Chicago Bears. But here's how the offseason program works, first and foremost. There's 3 phases of the program. We start with phase 1, which is what started today at Hallis Hall. Phase 1 goes for 2 weeks, and activities are limited to meetings, strength and conditioning, and then any type of physical rehab, injuries that, technically guys that have been going through that have already been allowed to be in the building doing that stuff. But the big focus here in the next 2 weeks, meetings, getting back into the grind, a strength and conditioning program. A lot of that's going to be like baseline testing, where you at, what do you need to improve over these next few weeks. And then in terms of meetings, you start the installs, right? Especially will be important on the offensive side of football with the new offense. All that stuff can start to happen here for the next 2 weeks. Then phase 2 comes. Phase 2 of the offseason program is the next 3 weeks of the program. On-field workouts can begin. And this is officially from the NFL operations website. On-field workouts may include individual or group instruction and drills. This includes, quote, perfect play drills and drills/plays conducted at a walk-through pace, with offensive players lining up across from offensive players, defensive players lining up across from defensive players. In other words, you cannot go offense versus defense in this portion of the offseason program. And, of course, no live contact, which goes for the entirety of the offseason program, really till training camp. So you can start to get out there on the field. You can start to kind of have walk-through pace practices, but you can't go all out. So that's phase 1 and phase 2. Then you get to phase 3, which is where you get more media coverage because we're allowed to start to be out there at what they call OTAs. The next 4 weeks of the offseason program is phase 3. Teams may conduct a total of 10 days of organized team practice activity. No live contact is permitted, but you can do 7-on-7, 9-on-7, and 11-on-11 drills. So these start to look more like real practices, just you don't have pads on, you're not hitting. And again, all of this is voluntary because this does not include mini camp. So all of this is voluntary. Now the Bears, if you do the math on this, it's 9 weeks. The Bears are actually shortening up their offseason program because they are starting the preseason a week early, being in the Hall of Fame game. So the way Matt Eberflus explained it at the owners' meetings is they're going to let veteran mini camp early. Now that part is mandatory. It's going to be a week earlier. And then they're going to keep the rookies around for an extra week after that. So the rookies won't get to leave, but the veterans can go off, enjoy their summer time, get in the same amount of time that they normally would before having to report to training camp early. Makes sense to everybody?
Yeah.
I'm there, baby.
Good explainer there. And I think this first phase is so important for, obviously, there's some new coaches on this offensive side. When you look at Shane Waldron, how he's going to be running these meetings, installing the offense for all the players that are currently here on the Bears roster, like, you just need to see how he operates with these guys. Obviously, did well in the meetings. That's why he's the offensive coordinator. But for him to be in front of some of the people there, the guys, and trying to install this offense, obviously that's the first step in what's going to obviously hopefully be a smooth transition for the Bears as they're getting acquainted with some of these new coaches.
Well, I get to, it's just going to feel a whole lot different because every offseason there's massive changes, but the Bears have made a change at quarterback. So, I mean, that's who you hear from. That's who sets the tone. That's what you're paying attention to. So, yes, we're going to still be paying attention to the new QB, Caleb Williams, and all that, but there's just going to be a different vibe. And to add on to what you're saying, Nick, there will be a different vibe with the coaching staff, too. Was used to hearing from Luke Getsy and enjoyed a Luke Getsy. I know a lot of people didn't, but I did. And hopefully, I think, from what we've heard from Shane already, he seems like a fine fellow and will be lovely, but he's probably not going to tell us a whole lot either, all at the same time. It's going to be a different feel out there, buddy.
Yeah, which is a good transition to our big questions of the offseason program. So if you picture this as being what I counted as 8 weeks. Let me just do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, because minicamp is going to be the first week of June. So next 8 weeks is really what they got to accomplish a lot of stuff here before they break for the summer. My number one question is the offensive coordinator. And from what we've heard about Shane Waldron, what we've been told about Shane Waldron, offensive mastermind, schemes things up really well, has had a good track record here with quarterbacks, which is good. Geno Smith reviving his career the last couple seasons. But we've also heard, and it started with our guy Jackson Smith and Jigba at the Super Bowl, some concerns about maybe connecting with players. And then when Mina Kimes was on with us too, and she's in Seattle, she's based in Seattle, she had a lot of great things to say about Shane Waldron too, but she also raised kind of the concern about commanding a room, and I've heard that from a couple different places. So the nice thing here is you're starting over in a new place with 97% of the players being players you haven't worked with before. Yeah. Now, there's obviously a couple, and the ones they brought in love you, right? Like Gerald Everett is an example of that. So the ones that are here are probably in your corner. And it's a new opportunity to maybe learn from past mistakes. If he didn't command the room as well as another stop, maybe his first opportunity is being an NFL offensive coordinator. Now he's got this opportunity here with the Bears. He can kind of start over. So, but let me tell you, like, first impressions are very important there. So even today, assuming their first meeting is today, that first offensive meeting, like, you got to get after it. You got to show that energy. You got to command the room. And then obviously the results have to be there too. But it all starts here in these meetings, in this install, getting everyone on the same page. And I just think that over the next 8 weeks, what's more important than this? A few weeks from now, a new quarterback's going to join the room too. That's going to be your starter in Caleb Williams. You're already going to have a couple weeks of a foundation there with the rest of the room. But by the time they get out there for OTAs in phase 3 of the offseason program, you got to be able to get out there as the starting quarterback and run everything. And so a lot of this falls on the offensive coordinator. We've seen now, and very famous stat this offseason, that every single team changed their offensive coordinator over the last 2 years, which is just crazy. So these guys aren't necessarily here for long. Got to maximize the time that he has now.
Not here for a long time, here for a good time, hopefully for a productive time. What were you going to say, Nick?
Yeah, I think it's really important, too, because Matt Eberflus has always talked about wanting to bring in good teachers. This is where, if any part of the program, like, this is where Shane Waldron needs to be his best teacher, because this is obviously installing a new offense. So it's obviously very important. So we got to see how that all plays out and how these players just take accustomed to Shane Waldron's teaching.
Well, Shane's a huge part of it. I've got a bigger part coming up. But first, Adam Hoge, I think you should lead us
to victory
into a very important supporter of the program.
Brand new one, too.
That's exactly right.
We have a brand new sponsor to the show starting today. We are welcoming Family Farms to the CHGO family.
Let's go.
What is Family Farms? you probably actually, whether you realize it or not, know, especially if you're in this area, but Family Farm's culinary journey is woven with passion, dedication, and a commitment to crafting the finest bacon-wrapped chicken. That's right. Bacon-wrapped chicken, a timeless delicacy that has tantalized taste buds since 1974. Can you confirm that, Carm? 1974?
I was one, Adam, and it was delicious. It was delicious in 74. Sure. Absolutely. It's a great year.
At Family Farms, they're more than just a traditional name. They've evolved into purveyors of gourmet delights with their signature bacon-wrapped chicken leading the way. You can join Family Farms. Join us with the flavorful adventure, every bite telling a story of tradition, quality, and the enduring spirit of Family Farms. The tradition continues. Now you can find Family Farms bacon-wrapped chicken even easier. Look for Family Farms in the meat department at your local Woodman's and Mariano's. Craving the taste of home without leaving yours? Thrilled to announce Family Farms is thrilled to announce their arrival on the Amazon Marketplace as well. Oof. Experience the flavor that's become a family favorite for generations. Visit your nearest Woodman's or Mariano's or visit our new Amazon Marketplace store today.
That is amazing. Thank you for jumping on board, Family Farms. We are super excited to have you. We are also super excited about our friends over at Miller Lite. It is draft season. What are the Bears going to do with the 1? What are they going to do with the 9? What are they going to do with the 75? We really only know what they're going to do with them 1. It's anyone's guess. But we do know one selection football fans everywhere can share and enjoy, and that, of course, is the ice-cold Miller Lite. Proud sponsor of the Bears. Bear on down with Miller Lite. Miller Lite knows that beer lovers want their light beer to taste like beer. That's why they brew a light beer that's light on calories, not on taste. What's the point of having a beer if you can't taste it? You know this. Get the good stuff. Get the Miller Lite. And yes, till kickoff comes around again, we do have a minute as we are getting you closer today with today's show, as we are back working. But while we're back working and not kicking off, let's enjoy the beer that tastes like the season. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, support the show at the same time, MillerLite.com/CHGO football. You do that. You go and you send us a pic. We will put you on the show with you drinking that Miller Lite. How's that? I just made an executive decision. I like that move. Or, of course, you could pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where Hoge's going tomorrow. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later if Carm wants to.
I do want to.
All right, still no verdict on the wedding thing.
I'm telling you, we all know the answer. All right, should we go into what I think is important?
Yeah, I like this. Let's do it.
So, I put it like this.
Not Tyson Bagent's development.
No, although that is
subtopic.
Something that I'll be very interested in this training camp / off season. My view is on the quarterback, and I put it like this. Is Caleb Williams the real Caleb Williams? Like, I think the floor is solid, but I want to know the sooner the better that he actually is and that he will be unleashed in year 1 so the Bears can be that sexy, competitive, out of nowhere, who the hell knows what they're capable of. If they get the right matchup in the playoffs, they could go deep, Chicago Bears. And yes, Shane Waldron is a huge part of this, as is whoever they take at 9, as is the Ryan Bateses of the world who they've added in the offseason, who will have a big impact on it. But it's all going to come down to Caleb. I was reading a piece. Have you ever heard of the Athletic, Hoge? Nick, you ever heard of that company?
I have, yeah.
Great place,
yeah.
Yeah. They have good friends over there.
So they went through each quarterback, and they did one stat that they like and one stat that they don't like. So, what they liked about Caleb, they underlined his sophomore season. What they don't like, I'll just read it out here. Williams' pressure to sack rate is concerning. The metric has caught a lot of steam in the past few years. It's been found to be a stable from college to the NFL, regardless of competition. The benchmark for a good number is roughly 17%, they write. Mm-hmm. Williams had a 24.6% pressure to sack rate his final year at USC and a 20.5% career number. Williams is known for extending plays, so you can live with the higher number. but he will certainly need to lower that number to find success in the NFL. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
So that was, they have to find a negative. And I'm not, don't worry, or I'm not worried. I think Caleb's going to be great. I think he's going to be fine. But, we have to see this. So for me, is Caleb going to be the real Caleb, and how soon are we going to see the quote-unquote real Caleb?
Yeah, and there's no such thing as a perfect prospect. I know Caleb Williams is going to be number one, but there are things he has to work on. And, again, that USC offensive line, too, there's a reason why he was trying to extend plays as much as he did, because a lot of plays were dead before they really even got a chance to begin.
So here's where I'm with you. I mean, first of all, I don't think we're going to find out the real answer on Caleb Williams in OTAs. But
it's all about Caleb every single day. That's what we're going to be talking about.
Well, I understand, but
yeah,
it's part of why I think we got to look at other people that, matter in the equation during the offseason program. But where I am with you on Caleb is where I go back to last June when I got fired upon by every Justin Fields fan out there in the world when I had the, gall to go on the radio and report what I was seeing, which was that when he throws the ball to DJ Moore, things look really good. And when he throws to anybody else, except maybe Cole Kmet sometimes,
true,
it looks completely different. And people got up in arms. It's OTAs. It doesn't matter. They're not wearing pads, blah, 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 which is all fair to some extent, but also you can't completely dismiss what we were seeing. And then as it turned out, it almost looked exactly like that during the regular season. And now Justin Fields isn't a Bear, which I don't think any of us really thought was what was going to happen, back last June. So, is it the end of the world if Caleb Williams shows up and struggles? No, but, I do think that there are definitely things that I've learned over the years that you can pick up on from OTAs. And, people can shit on 7-on-7s all they want. I get it. It's not real NFL football. But from especially the passing game standpoint, the timing, rhythm, things like that, there are things that matter. And if anything, it's set up to look pretty good. So when it doesn't, that's where alarm bells start to go off in my head. And so I hope we see Caleb show up and start to dominate. But it'll be interesting to see kind of what we're actually able to pick out in terms of strengths, weaknesses, what still needs to be worked on. And I'm sure, look, the Bears, NFL teams take this stuff very seriously too.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we're not going to know if he's dynamite in 7-on-7s that he's got it. But to last year's point, we are going to know if he doesn't have it in 7-on-7s. If it doesn't look good there, it ain't going to look good at Soldier Field. So I also remember last year when we talked about that stuff, when Justin had some phenomenal days, 7-on-7, and completed 9 in a row, everybody who screamed that this doesn't matter was going nuts, that this absolutely does. Oh, wow, Justin's cooking. He's going to be the MVP. To which point somebody on the show named me said, I'll bet you my life he's not the MVP.
Hey, that was a good bet there, Mark. Let's get into our final question that we have. And I'm going for my question going to the defense, because I think when you look at this, I'm looking at the first string defensive line rotation, and just in a whole in totality of the Bears defense, there's not a lot of questions. But for me, that defensive line, who's going to really be lining up opposite of Montez Sweat, I think right now, just given the roster as it stands, it's probably DeMarcus Walker. But I wonder how that's going to change over time, maybe after this draft, and just see how Eric Washington, the new defensive coordinator that's being brought in, someone's worked really his entire career with the defensive line. How does he influence where some of the line changes come in? Does he see Trevon as the 1, the 3 at times? Obviously, you still have Andrew Billings, Zach Pickens. So there's a lot of guys there, but there isn't that proven commodity opposite of Montez Sweat. So how can you be creative of how you're just going to deploy guys and then utilize them so that everyone's being maximized? Because it can't just be Montez Sweat with the Bears' philosophy of rushing 4 as 1. You need to have that entire unit humming so that you can get the most out of your defensive line.
I love that. And also those guys coming back, how do they look? How big does Big Dex look?
Yeah.
What did that offseason look like?
Well, and it's always tough obviously with the line. So you're talking specifically about just what the rotations are, which we can see. Obviously, they're not wearing pads in OTAs and mini camps, so we're not going to be able to necessarily see the full results. One thing, though, that I will be looking forward to, though, is not only what does Javon Dexter look like, but has that get-off increased? Because that is still something that, we
need to see.
Snap timing and that quickness, you can still see that without pads. Now, everything else, like after the get-off, is much harder. But we'll be able to look at these guys and understand, what type of shape they're in. Like, I'll never forget, and this goes to another thing where, like, I always talk about first impressions, and I always talk about, just – I think sometimes I've been guilty of underrating some of the stuff we see in the offseason program. Because it's like, they're not wearing pads. It's not real football, and I get all that. But, like, Eddie Goldman was dehydrated in his first rookie minicamp practice. Like, he walked off, like, cramping and dehydrated on that Friday, like a week after getting drafted. And I just remember being like,
okay.
All right. Like, these guys are been training for the draft and stuff. Like, they should still be in shape.
I'm a big Tevin fan, and I hope that Tevin stays healthy, and the Bears need Tevin. Every training camp, Tevin seems to have something going on.
Yeah, like and so the point there being is, like, a lot of times these things do end up being problems that end up being significant either within the ensuing season or just in general in their careers. And I think the thing we learned about just using Eddie Goldman as an example, like, Eddie Goldman was a great player.
Yeah.
But isn't he back now? Didn't he just come back from retirement?
I thought he did.
And then is he going to retire again? Like, there was always this question with Eddie Goldman, like, how much he really wanted to play, what type of shape he was in. Which I can tell you this, too. I don't know how many people noticed this because we didn't really go deep into our top 50 on the Bears 100. But T'Vondre Sweat is off there completely. And I don't think I'm putting him in the top 100, to be honest with you.
Not after what just happened with the DUI. Like, it's hard. Look, it's a position of need for the Bears or a position that could be filled, but that stuff, especially 2 weeks before the draft. Like, you cannot – I don't know how you as a player can make that mistake at this point in time knowing everything that's at stake at this point. Like, that's – in our 100 – he's not there.
Because he was already kind of falling for me because of the weight fluctuations, some of those concerns. Obviously, he's not a great fit, I think, schematically with the Bears, too. So I was kind of struggling with those things. Am I even going to, how far is he going to fall out? And then the DUI happens, and it's like, all right, man. Like, you're
you made it easy.
Your interest here in your career during this months-long job interview, that's kind of that's something I can't.
And someone brought up, too, how much does that guy have to drink to get at the blood alcohol level?
That's a great one.
He's a big dude. Like, there's a lot of alcohol that needs to be consumed to get to that point.
That one's the psychological study, by the way. Oh, you don't think that either A, you belong, or B, you're super afraid of failing at that level, so you're just going to impale yourself before you even get there. Rise up, Freud. We need him for those situations. It's kind of... Or you just think you're invincible, which is another whole...
That could be a part of it, yeah.
Which, if it is actually that, then maybe you could turn yourself around.
Yep.
All right, Hoge.
Well, I think we can take another break here.
Yeah, we got some more coming up.
There's a lot of little tidbitty news that I want to get to.
Yeah. Some Bears related, some not. But
some Bears, some not. Some vets landing in other places.
So you have some stadium stuff in there, too.
And we got stadium stuff, too,
right.
which, it's just a done deal at this point.
Yeah, but before we get to all that, I have to tell everybody about Circa. Adam, you're looking at me like I'm crazy.
No.
Oh, okay.
I was
waiting
for you to start.
Okay, yeah, no, we got to talk about Circa, you guys. Of course, they have the tight money line splits, low hold model. Games will strive to be that -110 split on the Circa Sports menu, unlike other sports books, which may use that -115 or even the -120 splits. Circa Sports keeps as little money as possible on large market bets, especially compared to other books. Just go check them for yourself. and they have the high app limits and transparency. Circa Sports does not limit players based on their winnings. Every player has the same limits, unlike other books who do not limit winning players. So, again, Circa encourages bettors to download and explore all those other sports betting apps that are available, compare the lines from each sportsbook, and, of course, Circa customer service, the best in the business. There are real people behind the Circa Sports brand who resolve issues in a timely fashion, unlike other books who use those darn chat bots. All aspects of the app are being run by the same team that runs the main Circa Sportsbook at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Download the Circa Sports Illinois app at circasports.com/Illinois-app to sign up today. Also, be on the lookout for Circa events, watch parties, and tailgates. If you or someone you know may have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537. Text GAMB to 833-234 or visit areyoureallywinning.com.
Drive home a winner this April or to work today like I did in my Chevy Trax after you visit our partner Ray Chevrolet. They're sharing the best offers of the year. Make your way to Ray Chevy on Route 12 in Fox Lake to join in on the savings. One of the top-selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest. You'll always be able to shop one of the largest, Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories. Plus, you can find the perfect tailgate vehicle. For a limited time, they're offering 0% financing for 72 months. How many years is that? Greg brags on the golf course. The answer is 6. On new Silverados with over 100 available. And to top it off, they're pricing over 125 vehicles under $20,000. Seriously, can pricing get any more affordable? Get a free oil change at Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake when you mention CHGO. A free oil change. All you need to do is mention CHGO when you visit and schedule your oil change. Or you can start off the new year right and schedule it by April the 30th. Visit Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or raychevrolet.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. Find yourself some new roads.
I stopped by Ray on Saturday.
You did?
Yeah. Got my free oil change.
Hell yeah.
Hell
got
yeah.
my free oil change, and Ray is now officially James Hoge's favorite person. Even more than me.
That's kind of annoying because I thought I was moving up the James Hoge
hierarchy. You didn't have a Corvette sitting there that you let
will
James look at and sit.
Oh, that's a good
mover.
job.
That's a needle mover.
Level.
Yeah, I would like to shout out Ray Scarpelli because yesterday I forgot my main hat that I wanted, but then I looked in my Chevy Trax and he had given me a Chevy hat.
Oh,
so it was very sunny and hot yesterday, and this, I needed to protect myself from the elements as I dominated my outdoor tennis workout. The Ray Chevy hat came in perfectly handy, so I thank you.
I want to do a tennis workout with you, Carm.
Let's go, buddy.
Teach me.
I was looking
so
at
down.
tennis courts this morning.
Yeah. You were what?
I was looking at tennis courts this morning. I was not on them. I was looking at them.
There they are.
Then I went upstairs and got my ass kicked.
I'll take you both out there.
Apex class instead at Midtown.
All right, I'll take you both out there, and we'll see who can get up to speed quicker and who can win.
Well, I'm a natural
You
ping
versus
pong
Nick.
player, so it should come.
I'm good.
And I play pickleball.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Just saying.
No problem.
I would crush Nick in tennis.
Whoa. Crush.
Remember
That's
who's king
statement.
on that ping pong table over there? It's the same thing,
Yeah,
but just bigger.
Nick's been slaying. All right, Ho, you want to lead us here? Or do you want
Well, I did see one thing just became official, and that was that Cody Whitehair signed with the Las Vegas Raiders, reuniting with Luke Getsy. 1-year contract, $2.5 million. Was the report this morning? Who reported this morning? It's not in the rundown.
That's a good question.
Someone
Was
reported.
it Pro Football Network?
Oh, I think it was Adam Kaplan.
Oh, that's yeah.
1.4 million guaranteed, 2.5 million overall. Some incentives in there that could take it to 3. So Cody Whitehair, longtime Bear, finding a home. I wasn't sure if he would, to be honest with you. So, his career going.
Yeah, he can make up to $3 million. The Getsy thing is interesting too. That I would not have bet that Luke would have reunited with anybody on the Bears offensive line. To be honest, but there it is.
Versatility does help Cody, though. He can play center, can go to guard. So if you're looking for someone that can, slot in as a backup and go down at one of those positions of need, like Yeah, he could play that position. I think, obviously Luke being familiar with him does help, but good for Cody getting another job, another paycheck.
And I wasn't here on Friday, and I know that you guys had a great show with Courtney Cronin. People want to go back and watch that. But just shout out to EQ, man, landing with the Saints. Another year in the sun for EQ.
So we got Cody with Getsy, EQ with Janoko, New Orleans.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Bears just popping up all over the league. We had a great team that just apparently
to win other places. That's what happens to great teams, right? You start picking off the players, and
I'll miss EQ. He was a good dude in the locker room. He was a kind of quiet, but then you all of a sudden get something out of him. He loved a good grape. Guy appreciated a grape in a cup. Did you ever notice that? That was a snack.
He did. He always did have grapes in a cup.
Grapes in a cup was his thing.
I love grapes.
Yeah.
Grapes in a cup.
Oh, wait, what kind of grape? The green, the purple?
No, he had red grapes, I
like the red grapes. I'm a
red
fan.
grapes, though, there's a smaller margin for error with red grapes. Like, they got to be cold and crisp.
Yes.
If there's any
like
squishiness there,
squishiness,
it's not going to taste good.
get out of here.
Green grape has a little bit more. As long as they're not brown, green grape's going to be fine.
Didn't you have like cotton candy grapes?
Candy grapes are a thing. They cost a little bit more, but they're always sweet and delicious.
That does
the old grape. Well,
you didn't think we were going to go deep on
I didn't think it was going to happen. Congratulations. All right. Should we? Well, I guess we can. Just some other NFL news. DeForest Buckner.
What do you want to talk about with the stadium?
Well, so Wiederer's got a piece out in the Trib underlining what's going on. Kevin Warren talking about momentum. Quote, with all these projects, that's a great word, they require a momentum. This is Kevin Warren speaking. They require a vision. They require tenacity. They require a lot of thought and planning. But they also require momentum. So he keeps on saying momentum, momentum, momentum. And then he finishes up the quote, and I strongly believe we're building momentum to the museum area.
Yeah.
Strong belief in momentum building. He wants momentum. Now he believes in momentum. There is momentum. And there's a quote in there from George McCaskey as well. Quote, we think this is an extraordinary opportunity, the chairman quoted, for Bears fans, for the museum candidates, for the city and the region.
The region?
And for so here
the region.
He has sold, not the region where there's the cul-de-sac. Braggs, by the way, back tomorrow. We miss him greatly. Can't wait to see him. After his golf extravaganza, and there is Bears After Dark tonight with Greg and Woot. But the point is that
there better be if he's golfing right now.
Yeah, there is. I think there's a sell job that's happened with George. Hey, buddy, think about what we can do for the region.
All right, I'll look up everything George said about Arlington Heights.
George is going to follow the
lead
what's
down.
up, but the fact of the matter is that George is on board, dog. Georgie's feeling it.
Of course he is. He hired Kevin Warren.
He better be feeling it.
Yeah.
And also, as we've said all along, if they could find a solution on the lakefront, that's the ideal situation. It's just still okay. I'm just at the I need to see it before I'm going to believe it thing still with all this. Did you see, though, I almost thought was more interesting, is they're asking for a tax refund in Arlington Heights. Did you see that?
Wow.
They want Nick to give them the money back.
Well, hey,
mine.
We haven't built. We got nothing going on. Take that, Arlington Heights. You want us to stick around here?
Still disappointing that that's where the momentum's going, in my opinion, on the lakefront, where you could have just had a nice 326 acres of whatever you would have wanted to mold it to, Mark. So, but momentum's taking him to the lakefront.
Nick, momentum's bringing you to the South Loop, too. You can come on down.
Man, this traffic is starting to piss me off, though.
See, exactly right. You wouldn't have to deal with any of that if you lived in the city. I had a great commute today.
No.
It's amazing.
Check with me tomorrow.
12 minutes. I do have some moving parts. We'll talk about that another time. Listen, I don't know what's happening, but it just seems to me that, to use the words of Kevin Warren, momentum is real and momentum is happening, and there is momentum. And wow, Carm, way to just lean into what could be possible, a la the great thinkers of this world. Me and you, Kevin Warren. Let's go. I assume that once this is actually official, there will be a T-shirt made available with Warren and my picture on it.
Who's going to buy that?
Me. I'm going to buy 1,000 shirts.
Why don't we just repurpose the Cram shirts?
Because those are Bragg's, and he's got a copyright on that. I need my own deal here.
I think Krista took that to Goodwill.
By the way, Naked Man, Kevin Man, the shop is out today.
He's living life, man. It's 60. What do we got now? 66 degrees. Naked Man's outside.
Sun is shining.
We were hanging with Kevin on the roof the other day when the fake eclipse was happening.
The fake eclipse.
That was amazing.
I gotta say,
I was excited.
That was kind of like your stadium takes. Made no sense, but kind of backed it up a little bit, Like it barely got cloudy here. Cloudy or dark, whatever you want to say.
Shout out Jake Flanagan, our GM, who did have the glasses, and I got to see a sliver on the moon. That was on the sun or whatever the hell I was looking at.
You want a verdict on the wedding invite?
Oh. Yeah, I do.
It's coming from the boss.
This is big.
Not invited, I promise.
Carmen's not on the list.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know why that makes me happy, but
does not make me happy. She says, I seem to recall you decided to invite your current work friends, all the score people.
Yeah, there it is.
Versus previous job work friends because it was getting to be too many people.
Yeah. No, hey, listen.
Sorry, Cam.
It's okay. I don't take
it. We can go into a deeper conversation about why there were so many people, but we'll avoid that.
Yeah, see, it hurts my heart, not going to lie.
Got to cross the line somewhere, I guess.
I feel bad.
I had some great people that I didn't invite to my wedding. But
now this is all coming back to me because you invited me to your wedding, and I remember at the time being like, "Oh shit, I don't think we invited him to ours."
It's all right. It's all right. I had people that I should have invited that invited me to their wedding. My guy Kevin Powell had just had me at his wedding. KP, my man. Listen, lists get tight. I regret so many things about my wedding.
You guys have been giving me great advice though, so I'm taking mental notes.
There you go.
So I'm learning here.
Yeah.
I won't make the same mistakes, hopefully.
All right.
I don't know if Stephanie's watching it today, but that was an interesting turn.
I also thought that was interesting.
I mean, he brought it up on his own. I didn't say anything.
Yeah. What's going on over there, Nick? You want to share something with the crowd?
No, just taking notes. Dave's got to,
It is good,
right? Like,
no, we have lots of advice that we like to give Nick on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You guys have so much knowledge.
I give the good advice. Carm gives the bad advice. Nick takes it all down and
I sort through it myself.
Sorts through it. I think it's smart. Smart move.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Should we give our shout-outs?
Yes. Well, we should. You want to go first on that?
Yeah.
Because I've got a lot of
I'm representing this guy, Scheffler, today. The new golf. He went to Texas. Longhorn.
T'Vondre Sweat.
Hook 'em horns. Sky Scheffler dominating over the weekend. Winning some.
It's the most boring Masters of all time, and that's really saying something.
Was it the most boring because you didn't watch it? Because I enjoyed. I had a phenomenal weekend watching a lot of golf, and at one point yesterday, held on to. This is gonna be TMI, but I had to pee really bad for like 45 minutes, and I just wouldn't get off the couch because I was like afraid I was gonna miss a shot.
Wow.
Let's go back into the chat for this one. Answer 1 means you would rather watch the Bears walk onto the field, look at the grass, and walk off the field. Or 2 is you'd rather watch the Masters for an hour on your couch.
So you just confirmed what I was saying. It was
Give me what?
boring to you, non-golf fan. But watching tennis is boring to me, non-tennis fan. It's the same thing.
Okay, but don't bring the beloved sport of tennis into this conversation.
It's the same thing. You enjoy watching tennis, so you're going to be glued to the TV.
But
I enjoy watching golf, so I'm going to be glued to the TV.
But I would watch the Masters on the final Sunday if there was any interest. But I literally had an hour to kill yesterday. Stopped by the Great Myers Tavern up in Glenview and was like, I'm going to watch something before I take my dad and Adele to dinner. Look, and literally everybody's saying one. No one wants to watch your. It's just so boring. There's the same swing. That's the ball in the air. There it lands on the green. How is this entertaining? I don't get it.
I'm not a golf guy, so I'm going 1-2 over there. I do want to learn how to play. I will say that.
I mean, that was just too stupid of a sentence to even respond to. I mean, every hole is different.
Is it?
Every hole plays differently from Thursday to Sunday, depending on where the pin location is.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Different features come into play based on that. The wind on Friday was nuts. The bunker cam on 18 was getting blown. It looked like a sandstorm.
Bunker cam?
Bunker cam.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I like bunker cam. I like the idea of bunker cam.
How's this? I would rather watch Zach Pickens look at his locker and figure out where he's going to put his phone versus who won the Masters?
Scotty Scheffler. You moron. You knew the
shout
answer
out.
to that.
Well, hold on there, Steven. Come on, man. What can you tell me about
Steven
this?
watched the Masters all day yesterday.
I watched every single day.
Steven's a golf guy.
That's fine. Okay, golf guy. You don't look like a golf guy, but that's fine.
What does that mean?
You look ripped. You're not a golfer. You look athletic.
Rory's ripped.
You look athletic.
It's a compliment to you.
All right, I'll take
Tell me
it, I
something
guess.
I'm going to kill you.
You look athletic.
That's fine. I mean, that's the thing with the golfers. None of them can put one foot in front of the other, and they get out there like, be quiet. I'm about to hit my ball, and who's away? Let's all figure that out. And then just get up there and putt it and keep it moving. It's what an exhausting experience it is being out here with all you people who act like you're athletes and can't make a layup. Hey, Steven, tell me something about Scotty Scheffler that I don't know. Give me a detail.
He's the number one golfer in the world right now.
I know that. What else? Where'd he come from? Who is he?
How am I supposed to answer that? What are you asking me?
Well, if you ask me like...
went to Texas, again, hence the sweatshirt. He's from New Jersey originally. He still lives in Texas. And he's going to have his first child this week.
Yeah, how about that?
Shout out to Meredith.
He said he would have left the tournament if his wife went into labor.
I didn't know about congratulations to the Schefflers. Great sport.
Didn't have the kid yet.
That's a whole different discussion. If she went in labor like at the turn yesterday.
He said he was leaving.
Okay.
I don't know if I believe him.
Yeah.
Also,
no chance he's leaving.
Also, if I'm her,
Nick would have left.
I don't. I make sure he
sprinted up that course.
I
He would have
make
even been in the tournament.
That's true.
If you're her, do you make sure he doesn't find out you went into labor, knowing that he's going to leave?
That would be an elite wife right there. But
Well, there's multiple reasons.
I don't know.
I mean,
it's tough.
mainly because he loves what he loves, but also, what was the purse in the for winning the Masters?
That's it. Right. 3 million,
I think
10
so.
million, whatever it is.
Honey, I think you should play the rest of the. You could finish your 9, please.
Mike Huff. Golf is not a sport. It's nap time. Thank you. All right. Couple of shout-outs for me.
Master ratings were up 28% on Friday, by the way. Final numbers not in from the weekend. Carm wrong again. Go ahead.
Is that because literally there was 0 people watching last year and now there was 28 watching this year, so it's still up 28%? All right. First of all, I'd like to shout out the individual that was trying to play tennis yesterday at the DePaul College Prep tennis courts. And my brother and it was a crowded Sunday, and I was
Speaking of boring,
I was trying to it wasn't okay, it was the courts were packed. And I was trying to explain to this person that, yes, there is a sign that says these courts are decided on the hour, but that's not how it works in literally anywhere you go. It's first come, first serve, and when they're done playing, then they leave. It's not on the hour. And this person looked at me and was like, how are we going to have rules in society and survive if we don't follow the rules? And I was like, well, those are the written rules, but these are the unwritten rules. And she just looks at me with the most stern look of all time and says, you are a joke.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, are you Pizzatola? Is this
it was actually Brad.
Is this Elric? What's going on here? And I'm like, see, but that doesn't, and what you're saying makes no sense. What happens if somebody leaves at 40 on an hour? Should we just sit there for 20 minutes? Well, we can't play now because then we're going to get kicked off at the top of the hour. So anyway, shout out to you. You don't know what you're doing. And by the way, I watched you play, and of course you were terrible and have never played the game. And so you're learning. Defer to your elders right here. Carm, your elder. Learn from me. I hope you did. We had a nice conversation. Also, shout out to to Southwest Airlines, which I flew to Kansas City.
Okay.
And this is really not a shout out. I love Southwest Airlines.
Did the pilot call you a joke too?
No.
Damn.
So here's what happens. You know, Southwest, if you ever flown Southwest, they've got the A group, the B group, the C group. If you don't check in,
I hate it.
I'm in the C group. Me and the lovely Jackie going down to the wedding, and they've run out of overhead bin space. So we're on the walkway, and it's a debate whether there's going to be 2 seats together on the flight. So she's got to check her bag. I don't. So I get on to try to get us 2 seats together.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
All right. So now I'm walking to the back, going through the whole thing, hoping for 2 seats, and there aren't any.
Oh.
And our good friend, who's probably back on the show to promote his book, Pipeline to the Pros, Danny Parkins, is on the flight with his wife, Steph, and he's like, Carb, you want to sit here in this window seat? And so now I'm like, oh, well, I guess I should. And so,
wait, what was your other option? Because you're saying there was no seats.
I had to pick a single seat somewhere.
Yeah, you weren't going to sit with her anyway.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
But now, like, it just looks bad. I've got the window. I'm with my friends.
Yeah.
You're on your own somewhere on this flight. Yeah. And I was like, so now I'm texting like, hey,
I got a seat.
No seats left. I'm hanging with Parco. And good luck. And so so then she's walking on and just kind of just like, and like this, which it wasn't a great moment. So, but at any rate,
that's tough.
Shout out
That
Southwest Airlines. And then, on the way back, I forgot to do the reservations again, and we sat separate on the way back too. So It wasn't a great job by me, but I do love you, Southwest Airlines. Shout out Southwest Airlines.
That's unfortunate. It happens though. I've only flown Southwest once and figured like this whole A, B, C. I'm like, what is all this? But
just give me 2 assigned seats, so I know I'm sitting with my wife.
yeah, it's the easy way to go.
As far away from Carm as possible.
You can do that. My shout
It
out.
would have been funnier if Danny was like, seats taken.
Nobody ever sits in it.
But he did look at me. He was like, because I wasn't prepared for the flight. I didn't have a book. He's like, what are you going to be doing for the next hour? Because I got to work on my speech as the best man here, and I don't want to talk to you. I'm like, don't worry, I'll entertain myself. I'll stare at
the window.
How was the speech?
It was a good speech.
Okay.
Very good speech. I'll give him credit.
How many times did he mention Caleb Williams?
Did not mention Williams.
Okay.
It was a bad job.
Right.
Yeah.
Something was left out. My shout out goes to Caitlin Clark on Saturday Night Live a couple days ago. I thought she home run.
It was
looked very natural. Look, she's used to the spotlight, all the attention on her, but cracked a couple of jokes and I think just did a really good job on Saturday Night Live. But also another shout out to my mom's friend Astrid, who let my girlfriend and I stay at her summer vacation home in Naples, Florida for the past couple of days. So we were a 10-minute walk from the beach, 10-minute drive from downtown. It's just like the perfect location. They have a nice pool. So I was able to kind of get away for a little bit, get back, refresh for, the draft being here in 10 days. But shout outs to Caitlin Clark and my mom's friend Astrid for letting us stay in her Naples, Florida home. Boom.
That's adorable.
A lot of retirees in Naples.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a spring break party location.
I've never been.
Naples?
No Naples for me. But
I've actually
Very
spent
fun.
a lot of time in Naples. Marco Island a little bit. Yeah. It's nice. It's Florida.
Fun time. Yeah.
Caitlin
Great
Clark
weather.
that was funny if you missed it over the weekend on SNL. Most of Saturday Night Live was good this week. And Chris Stapleton was on too, which is always good. All right.
shout
Steven,
out
you
to
want to shout anybody out?
Yeah, I want to shout out Vince Schaefer Jr. here, who says, can I get a shout out for my 31st birthday today, fellas? I'm a diehard.
Hell yeah. Let's go, Vince.
Oh,
Happy
Vince.
birthday.
Let's go, Vince.
We got diehards to give love to also because we love you and
Got
you
new
deserve
diehards.
it. Our new and Vince is not on the list for our new diehards today, so you're going to get your own special shout out when that comes down through the upper management pipeline too, Vince. So congrats.
He was just he is a diehard. It's not like he just signed up.
Well, if you re-sign up, then we get to... No, we did. April 9th, Vince. I shouted you on April 9th. Vinsanity. You fly through the air, and you also can shoot the jump shot. You are our Vince, in case you missed the April 9th episode. Should I go ahead?
Yep.
All right. Alec. With a C.
Alec Pierce?
No, listen. I like to call Alec the A train. When you're thinking about ways to travel, who to travel with, Alec is your guy. Alec made the travel to being a diehard, and now we are better for it. Alec, welcome. How about our guy Cody? Wears his heart on his sleeve. Is passionate about literally everything. Drinks excessively. Out of large objects of cylindric beer bat extravaganzas. And brings a passion to his life that, quite frankly, is something that I admire. So
that's Lefty.
Don't say anything about his batting, because this is not the Cody that just became our diehard. The guy that works here has embarrassed himself and the company, and we don't allow him to do that anymore. But this Cody actually can swing it. Cody, welcome. Rodney.
Oof, Rodney.
You are the worst manager.
I am a great manager. I told you never show up. We're going to win a title, and don't come back. and that's what he and
that's what we did.
And he listened.
And he listened.
We won. Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
I take it back. You're a great manager.
Now on to Rodney. Rodney is in the trenches with you. Rodney is not afraid to get dirty. Rodney puts his hand in the dirt, and he can stand up and be effective. Wow. Rodney's versatile. Rodney's great at home. Rodney's great at work, and Rodney's a phenomenal diehard. Thank you, Rodney. And Jeffrey, the first son of MJ. Just Kevin Kaduk in his office loved that because it's the first son. You can't be. You can't do better than that. Played at Loyola. Got to Illinois. Champion of the greatest of all time. Jeffrey comes down the street with a purpose each day, and he's not worried about the big shadow in front of him. He makes his own shadow. Jeffrey, welcome. And Tucker.
Oh, Tucker.
Tucker.
Puts the laptop down for this
Got fired
one.
from cable news.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that human being. We are going to talk about a Tucker.
I had a terrible cat named Tucker.
What?
Yeah.
You're going to shout out Tucker the Dyer with your terrible cat, Tucker?
It was aggressive. It attacked. It was in attack mode.
Tucker, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Attack mode.
You don't attack like Tucker the cat. You attack with a controlled aggression that makes people respect you and fear you, and that's why you attacked the diehard mechanism, and you did it. CHGO, allchgo.com. Become a diehard. Free T-shirt, discount on our merch, discount on our events. Bears 100. You get all of Hoge's never-ending analysis, because this guy's been talking about it in every meeting. Nothing's dominated your thought process more than the Bears 100 right now.
Yep.
And I look forward to actually spending some time in it today myself.
Yeah.
So
I actually had a thought this morning. I wondered if you even knew how to find it.
Of course you had that thought.
As I was inputting some random cornerback's 40 time in there. I'm like, I wonder if Carr even knows how to get to this.
I will say, last year I was a better contributor to the 100. I did a bunch of stuff. And this year, I don't know what's happened. Maybe it's Blaze the Nugs'
You're treating it like you treat the Masters. You just don't care.
Well, I've spawned off into my own top 5 world. We were supposed to do our.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We were supposed to do a top 5 today that I actually forgot about. So we'll do it.
Don't we actually have a leftover?
Do we have it?
Yeah.
We do? Well, why don't we wrap up with my top 5 then?
Do you even know who you're doing?
We still have super chats too.
I absolutely know who we're doing. Once I see it on the screen, I'll know exactly. It was Olu Fashanu, who we didn't.
Should have saved it for tomorrow. That's all right.
Let's do it right now. Because look, we were a little. This should have happened last week, so it's happening now. 5 things to know about Olu Fashanu, Penn State, 2023 Big Ten O-Lineman of the Year. Did not allow a sack last year. Didn't allow one as a junior as well. He could have been a top 10 pick last year, but he went back to get his degree. He is an intellectual football player, if you will. He also was Caleb Williams, left tackle at Gonzaga High School, which is a nice connection. I don't know if they want to reunite the two, but there are a lot of mock drafts out there that have the Bears taking and a tackle, and Fashanu is definitely someone the Bears are considering. Volunteer work, if you're looking for that character piece that the Bears love in their locker room, he's got that. Volunteer work at a homeless shelter during high school.
I did that. Is that on my top 5 things?
I'll work on your top 5.
Mark,
I'm impressed that you did that. That's a good job by you. You get a fist bump that's not on camera for it. Good job. No, you didn't do a good job. You hated to be there?
Yeah, well, I'm not
You're not
minimizing both
level?
of our volunteer works, but when you go to a Catholic high school like he
You
did,
have to, okay.
you kind of. I'm not saying he had to, but there's probably some type of community service or something in there, and
Well,
that you
He did it. He did it, though.
he did it on his own, man. He was amazing. He also planned to play basketball in high school, but he was spotted by the football coach. Like, hey, dude,
Football.
your hoop thing looks average, but we think you could dominate on the football field. Why don't you come on over here? And he took the advice. And now, again, could have been a first round pick last year. Going to be a first round pick. Who knows how high this year? There you go, Olu Fashanu. No sacks allowed. I had the number. It's like 686 pass dropbacks over his junior and senior season. I mean that is impressive.
Especially with the Penn State quarterback play. Oof.
Yeah.
Was not good. Good job, Mark.
Olu Fashanu, my guy.
Something tells me Caleb was missing him.
Yeah, I did. Damn right he was.
0 sacks
Big
allowed.
time.
Damn he was.
Can you please transfer to USC immediately?
Nah.
Right now. All right, let's get to supers and close out the show. San Diego Mike, $4.99, jumping in here saying, "Hi guys, can you please rank the order of importance for quarterback development? O-line, wide receiver, tight end, running back, punter, kicker, defense." I put the specials in for Hoge. Thank you, Mike. Show respect. Obviously, kicker is first. After that, offensive line.
I'd go wide receiver after O-line.
Yeah, I honestly think you have it in the right order.
Maybe
right there.
Maybe running back and tight end for me.
No,
because the running game is so important. But
he does not have it in the right order. Defense is ahead of the punter and the kicker.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was talking fine.
Well, the San Diego Mike, his whole list should be dived into.
O-line, wide receiver. We'll keep it tight end, running back, defense.
You could almost put defense third. You need the ball, man.
I don't like the lack of respect for punters and kickers here. Field position greatly increases scoring probability.
Tory Taylor, Iowa.
But the point being
Tory
is that
Taylor might make the Bears 100. I'm not even kidding.
Fuck yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yes.
How's that for a tease?
Hell yeah.
I mean,
now Mark's going to get in it now.
You did make me interested to actually find out where it is now. It's a notion?
I'll
find it.
you. Eric Freer, $5. Would drafting Odunze or trading back and getting Keon Coleman plus draft capital be more preferred? Love Odunze, but would the capital swing it?
That is the ultimate question, Eric. You're hitting on a reason why Ryan Poles gets paid the big bucks. If he thinks that Keon Coleman's as good as Odunze and he thinks he can get him, then that's the home run hit. But if he's, if he wants to be more conservative, then he's going to take Odunze.
I would take Odunze, I think.
Yeah, I think there's a gap between those two, depending on what you get back for draft capital, but kind of like the Odunze scenario first. We have, Cough Spades with the $9.99. Only Mitch Trubisky.
K of Spades.
Oh, K of Spades, sorry. K. Oh, not Cough. K of Spades. Only Mitch Trubisky days away from the draft.
King of Spades, Nick.
Oh, okay. That too.
It's
Where are the 1 and 9 balloons? Also, last time I was in London, I was surrounded by Packers fans. October 22nd. It was awful. Keep up the great work, CHGO. And K of Spades has a second super chat here.
King of Spades.
King of Spades. Okay,
Thank
fine.
you.
Nice to see Carm with the Jordans. Guess he retired the Air Monarchs, otherwise known as the SX Offender 7s, bear down from Alabama.
King of Spades, thank you for noticing. These are fire.
I don't get the reference.
I think he's just saying that I was wearing some bunk-ass shoes is what he's saying.
Bunk-ass shoes.
That's how I heard it, at least. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure
JB on
that's
the
right.
run, $9.99. Is the Bears quarterback room set for depth? Are you comfortable with Caleb, a second year in Tyson, and a no-name in Rippin? I don't know. I'm going to spell weird.
Who's the Bears' third-string quarterback?
Brett Rippin.
Rippin.
Let
it rip.
Rippin?
What?
Is it Brett Rippin?
Rippin.
Rippin. Yeah. I know it's a Rippin.
He was like on the practice squad for CX for like a week.
He's got connections to Shane. Yeah. Look, don't sweat Tyson Bagent. Dude went 2-2 as a rookie out of nowhere. Off-season program. He's right now he's eating kale, and then he's gonna lift massive weights, and then he's gonna jump into a flowing river and cool down his body. That's what the dude's been doing. He's gonna be hot.
Well, Tyson Bagent is QB1 for another 10 days.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why you're not celebrating this every single day.
That's a good point.
You should be doing like a bit, like the 10 days of
Tyson Bagent.
Well, I mean, the real question should be like, hey, do we want Caleb to sit for a year?
Tyson, my blah, 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 blah. I'm doing your work
I can work on that. Yeah. I mean, do we want Caleb to sit behind Bagent and learn for a year?
No.
That should be the topic.
That would be a terrible topic, and nobody would watch this show. Drew Black, $10. Scenario, Neighbors, Fashanu, who Biggs recently mocked to the Bears, and Verse, best scheme fit, are all there. Let's say these are their wide receiver 1, OT 1, DE 1. Who did the Bears draft?
We were talking about the amazing Brad Biggs mock draft before the show today, and I'm like, in that scenario, if they pass on Malik Neighbors and Rome Odunze to trade back 2 picks and take Fashanu, what were your words, Hoge? Bears fans would what?
Throw stuff at us.
Yes, if that was draft night.
Yeah.
I have a hard time believing that if the board fell that way, that Neighbors and Odunze were available at 9, that the Bears would pass, in theory, on both of them to go back. But
to answer the question, though, I think they would go defensive end 1, offensive tackle 1, and wide receiver 1 in that order.
Yeah, I think wide receivers last of those 3, if those are both the number 1s on their board. I think they go offensive tackle just because of Ryan Posey and Cunningham, but wide receiver would be my 3rd.
Are you talking? So you're saying in this draft, Marvin Harrison Jr. is there?
No.
You didn't say that. That's
so
different.
in that scenario, Neighbors, Fashanu, and then Verse. And if they're saying that on the Bears board, those are their number 1 offensive tackle, wide receiver, defensive end, who are they taking?
I see. Okay, I complicated
it's a little convoluted,
but here, I think they would do it by their draft board. They have them ranked.
Yes.
And so, who's number 1? Who's left? I think it's a best player available in their mind scenario.
Pizzatola, number 1 on my draft board today.
That guy.
$5. He says, I need to talk to Kevin Kadek. CHGO needs Moreano Nick and Lesiano Carm. I agree that golf can be boring, but you're still a crappy tennis player.
Listen to me, Pizzatola. We were moving in a positive direction, me and you. And now we're back to ground zero. You hate me, and I hate you. No, I love you, Pizzatola. I can never not do anything but love you. Thank you. You are my Pizzatola.
What a relationship you two have.
We do one day have to meet in person and just stare into each other's eyes. Let's have that moment.
Clayton Stocker, $2. Carm would love golf if they moaned every swing.
Damn right I would, Clayton.
That'd be kind of funny.
That would add on to it.
I mean, your whole point about the ball like landing in the same spot, and then it's like back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. What? Like, that's tennis.
Tennis is a boxing match. It is a battle.
No, boxing would be boxing.
Okay. I can't listen to John Daly golfs. Slobs of all time. You can get hammered and smoke and drink.
He's one of the most non-competitive golfers ever.
Dude, when he won, did he not win the Masters?
I have no idea.
Didn't he?
That was, honestly.
Was he in good shape that day?
Did he win the Masters? I don't think he won the Masters.
Close enough. He won the British and a PGA. Look, Jack Nicklaus won the Masters at 46 years old. Try put a 46-year-old on the tennis court against Rafa Nadal or
He won the PGA Championship in 1991, the Open Championship in 1995. Do you understand how much golf has changed? They're hitting these drives like 400 yards now.
Tiger Woods has his back is fused and his ankle is fused, and he won a Masters. Like, please don't compare the athletics.
He hasn't done anything after the last since the car accident.
He made the cut.
He
won. I was after the car accident when he won the match.
It wasn't. No, that happened after.
Golf guy, Steven, you sure? Yes? Hoge's right?
Hoge's right.
Okay, whatever. Close enough.
He looks completely different. He can't even bend down to get the ball out of the hole right now.
That's
Nuke, $4.99. My shout out is to you guys for helping me make it through this slow Monday.
Nuku, you are the man.
Nuke's always
here. We appreciate you, Nuku.
And then Son of Gore, $2 super chat says Carm is the Miller Lite of CHGO Bears, which is a great compliment.
Thank you, Son of Gore.
Because Miller Lite is awesome. Mm-hmm. And you are the Miller Lite.
I mean, tastes great, less filling.
Terrible takes.
Delicious at all times. Thank you, Son of Gore.
I like that name, Son of Gore.
All right.
Okay. I think we're done here.
That's it. I had fun.
Tomorrow, Braggs will be back. He's also got After Dark tonight with Woot. That's coming your way.
Got another top 5 for you tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
We are efforting some draft hopefuls as well for the zillionth day in a row. So hopefully one of those will come through tomorrow. But if not, we'll make it damn ass entertaining regardless.
Well, I'll be on tomorrow, too, to talk about Bears 100. We also have a Twitter poll going on today. Make sure you check it out. What do you believe is most likely to occur on draft night? Bears trade up from 9, Bears pick at 9, or Bears trade back from 9? We will update the poll on tomorrow's show. And last I checked, Bears picking at 9 was in the lead. So we'll see if that stays over that way. Check out, if you missed it, Friday's episode with Courtney Cronin. It was very, very good and entertaining. And, again, more draft talk tomorrow. I'll be on going through some of the Bears 100. I think what I want to discuss a little bit with you guys tomorrow is the prospects I've been struggling with the most.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Sound good? And let's see what else. I think that's about it. Oh, with the WNBA draft tonight, we have a 2-hour special. I think starts at 6 o'clock with our CHGO Sky team. Sky with 2 top 7 picks.
Wait, trying to top the Bears? Settle down, Sky.
They don't have number 1, though. I wish they did.
That's right.
Caitlin Clark Mania would be pretty fun.
That would have been incredible.
So much fun.
That actually hurts my heart.
But this is a great draft class, and check it out tonight. Our CHGO Sky team going strong. Cubs play tonight, too. It's going to be fun.
White Sox home with the Royals.
Yep.
Let's go.
We'll have to save that baseball talk that we were going to have for tomorrow. But, yeah.
Hey, White Sox are going to get the 10 under tonight and their 3rd win on the season. Let's go. You should be there, Hoge. You non-White Sox loyalist.
No chance.
Grew up at Comiskey Park.
Talk to y'all tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.